what is that sound? And then Kingfisher goes, scorpions, carrion. That is the sound of 1,000,000 fucking scorpions.
She's essentially the librarian and also a bitch.
Her entire character is dull.
But like, I mean,
Sorry. She gives me nothing.
Gi-
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Ale.
And I'm Carla, and this is Booked and Buzzin'.
From bestseller to hidden gems, we're going to be sharing our thoughts, reviews, and all the latest buzz within the book world.
Yep. Today we're going to be doing a chapters 11 through 20 review.
Off the cuff. Our first thoughts.
I don't really know what to call this because we are basically talking about what happens in every chapter, but it's more like casual where we're kind of just giving you like what were our thoughts as we were reading these chapters.
As we were reading it.
And then important things that happen.
We might miss like a couple details here and there, but I don't think they're like important.
Yeah, like we probably won't be like, okay, this is every character that you met in this chapter. It's more going to be just like what happened, the important stuff, the things that stuck out to us, things that we liked, things that we didn't, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Which we already did that with 1 through 10. And if you haven't seen that video, go watch that before you watch this, because if not, it won't make sense.
Exactly. So we're going to talk through 11 to 20.
Yep.
As we sip our vodka seltzers.
I know. We're still on these. Listen,
they're just
it's
good.
January, okay? We just got out of the holidays. We always have an excuse, but
I know.
It's been rough, okay? It's been rough. And we may have taken like a slight little posting hiatus in October, but for the most part, I think we've been pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. We're trying.
Yeah, and our subscriber count is almost at 100, which is pretty big for us.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
And I think that we're really excited.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we do this because we're so, like, we love reading and we want to talk about the books. But I also feel like it's really cool that you guys want to hear us.
Yeah, like, so when her and I talk about it, it's just me and her. And, like, most of the time, we're talking about it as we're reading anyways. Yep. So it's cool when someone comments and validates me or her, because we're always like, I know everybody's going to hate me, but this is what I think. I didn't think people felt about Fourth Wing the way I did either, because I've really only seen praise. But somebody commented that they DNF'd, and I was like, honestly, like, yeah, like I would have, but I didn't because I was already reading it with you, and I was invested. But like I wouldn't go back and reread it by choice. Like I kind of have to now because we're talking about it here.
Don't worry, I'll recap and review it. I don't hate it as much as you do.
Yeah, but I have to listen. If I'm gonna come in full force with my Violet slander, it needs to be fresh.
That's true.
So,
but I think that it's really fun to see our channel grow. With you guys.
Yeah. So, and to see like the progression of what we've read. It's kind of also like a little library for us.
Yes, of the books.
These are all the books we read in 2025, 2026, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a goal for how many books you want to read in 2026?
No, just more than what I read last year. I don't even know how many I read last year though.
I read 16, which was
That's pretty good.
Low for me because I wanted to do 25. So I'm going to try for 25.
I don't know. So I kind of got back into reading not in 2025, in 2024, because I was searching for something like the feeling that Harry Potter gave me, which it was like I was so invested. I was like there for the release of these books. And like it is literally one of the series that like will always have my heart. It also, I was going through a hard time as a kid with certain things, and it helped me escape from my reality, and it's what gave me a love for books. And then like as I was just like randomly like wanting that again, and I got that with the Hunger Games too, but I wanted like a big bitch, like a big like fat series that I could just fall in. And then I tried reading ACOTAR, the first one, and I was like, this is kind of stupid because she's an idiot, and I DNF'd. And then I was like, I I DNF'd it halfway through before she even got to the mountain. And then I read the first Throne of Glass and I read the second, and I was like, oh my God, I think this is a new setting. I think there's going to be new characters. I don't want to get to know all these new characters. And I DNF'd. And then my friend and I were talking about books, and she was like, you should read ACOTAR. And I was like, oh, I think I read the first one. And she was like, finish it, read the second, please. And I did. And then after that, I read Throne of Glass, and that was what I was looking for. And ever since then, I've been like just swallowing books again, like from when I was a kid, which is, I think, a lot of people's same experience. They start with ACOTAR and it just kicks them back into the reading world.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a goal. I've kind of just been like searching. Like I'm currently looking for the high of Throne of Glass.
Yeah. I know, me too. I haven't found it. We definitely didn't find it in 2025.
No, I mean, I read an amazing book in 2025, which was Sunrise on the Reaping.
Yep.
But I like a trilogy that just like body
Like a
slams
world.
me. Yeah, a world that enwraps me
Yeah.
and just makes me cry and makes me be like, it destroyed me, it put me back together, and I love this series, and it's God tier now.
No.
I haven't so far. Even though these are not completed series, like Fourth Wing is not completed. I think there's going to be 2 more books.
We're 3 books in. It's not going to be your God tier.
No, absolutely not. But I'm saying, like, listen, if it's hell tier for me.
I know.
But I'm saying, like, Brimstone is like the second, I think, of 3 books. I think this is going to be a trilogy.
I think it is.
When the Moon Hatch is the first of, I don't know how many, but I know there's a second one coming
There's a
out.
second one coming out.
So, yeah, that's kind of my goal, is to find another Throne of Glass.
Yep. This is going to be a cool journey for our podcast.
But we have some like books that we've been wanting to read that I really do think will do that.
Yep. Or at least get us into the right path, I feel. Mm-hmm. So.
Like, break my heart, but like bring it back, you know?
Yeah.
Don't just depress me.
I know.
We'll see.
I'm excited for some of our picks.
Yeah, me too.
So.
Okay, so we left off with, at the end of chapter 10, Carrion and Fisher both go to Zilverin. Chapter 11 is kind of pointless. Literally nothing happens other than there's a shadow gate that's opened for transportation between Kalish and Amaranthian. I still don't know how to say that.
The vampire world.
That, to me, it's left open. So Fisher goes to Zilverin.
Yep.
Meaning that gate is just perpetually open until it, like, I don't know if I think they do expire and they close on their own after a while.
Yeah.
But I found that troubling because I was like, Amaranthian, where all the vampires live, has a literal open portal to Kalish.
Yep.
We don't think that's a problem, just leaving that open?
I always felt like, why? Okay, we are obviously farther into the book than 11 to 20.
Yeah.
But this is kind of one of the first moments where I start feeling kind of like we are irresponsible.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. So now in these next few chapters, you'll see the opinion that I started to develop of Saeris, where I was like, you are very careless.
Yep.
And you're not taking this seriously.
Right.
Starting with the gate.
But even in this chapter, this is the chapter where Lorith takes Saeris to the bar. Mm-hmm. Why are we taking the Queen of the Realm to a bar of high bloods that don't respect her? Without...
Is that right now? Is that in this chapter?
Yeah.
So that's a good point. My thing with Saeris is that like you are doing nothing to involve yourself in your new kingdom, right?
Nothing.
And like, I get it that
makes
you're...
me feel like she's like a petty child, honestly.
She just makes me feel like she's like, well, I'm the queen now and that's it. I can do whatever I want. And like, that's not how this works. And if you're trying to be realistic in court settings, especially in a real world, like not today, not present day, but like if you go back to medieval or Renaissance times, you know it is so dangerous to be the monarch, because if you are not liked by your political circle in your castle, you
You're
will
going to be killed.
killed. You will.
Yep.
You'll be betrayed. Something will happen. They'll depose you, anything to get you off the fucking throne. And I understand that she said, like, nobody can hurt me, but, like, don't you also, like, you're taking responsibility for this kingdom now. And whether you like it or not, you've made this decision. You very easily could have been like, you're all going to kill yourself right now.
Do this. Yep.
And she chose not to do that. She chose to be like, no, I'll be their queen. I'm going to try this out. But how many days have you even spent there? You're fucking off to Kalish like 2. Every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You're going to a bar. You haven't met with Lorith and been like, okay, so, like, what are some of the things that I need to get ahead of, like, that are coming up that I need to do? For you, it was just like the coronation, and now I'm going to a bar. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like, I know she doesn't care. It's very obvious, but it feels like you should.
It feels just like childish.
Yeah.
And it feels irresponsible, because here's the other thing. It bothers me that she's so nonchalant about this, because it sounds like they have a plan.
Yes.
To like switch around the vampire court.
There is a plan.
Yes.
There's a reason why she's there. Exactly. They've talked about it, that there is a reason why you're here.
So why are you not engaging? Or just playing your part? So that bothered me, because I felt like if you have a plan, play your part. And this is also the chapter that leads into the conversation with Taladeus in chapter 12. But it's essentially, he's frustrated. He's like, you guys, you have to take this seriously. But before I get there, they're at the bar. Lorith fucks around. And they start fighting with some vampires. And the vampires are like, you know, get out of here, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The only note I made that I thought was interesting was that Taladeus is trying to get them out. Like, he comes in and he's like, what are you doing? Like, you know, whatever, like, just pay off his debt. Like, I'll pay it, whatever. And then they say, Taladeus gets frustrated and he's like, can't you even pretend to lie? And then Lorith goes, that's not how being oathbound works, Tal. You must have forgotten. And then Saeris feels like Taladeus' sorrow. I found this interesting because it's giving us more background towards, like, Taladeus being a part of the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And being a part of being oathbound. I think we're getting, like, little trinkets.
Yeah, it keeps getting hinted at or mentioned or, like, sprinkled in.
Yep. And so that's pretty much right. Like, that's pretty much what happens on that first chapter.
Yeah. I will say, at this very point, I wasn't extremely frustrated with Saeris yet, but it was building up for me because I was just like, you just got back to your kingdom. You haven't even gone to the castle yet. And the first thing you're going to go do is go to a bar with Lorith. And then another thing is that, like, it bothers me how much, like, Lorith and Kingfisher have zero respect or regard for anything there. Like, they don't want to just fly under the radar. They're like, no, I want to make a scene everywhere I go.
Everywhere. They're so uncomfortable to me.
I know that vampires have been a fucking problem. I know that.
Yeah.
But Saeris lives here.
You have a plan.
Saeris lives here.
Can't be in the sun. So, I don't know.
Saeris lives here. Your mate this is her home, essentially. Yeah. I know you want it to be Kalish, and maybe in one future you'll figure out a way to make that happen perpetually. But as of right now, this is her home. So find a way to adapt. Lorith, I get it. You just hate it there. Don't be there then. I don't know. I just feel like inviting problems constantly is so annoying.
But that's all they do for these 10 chapters when they're at the court.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Pretty much just find chapter 11 is pointless to me, honestly.
Jab, or say something fucked up, or stretch a rule, or frustrate Taladeus.
Yeah.
And I think that they're enabling Saeris to not give a fuck.
I can agree with that. honestly, to me, chapter 11 was pretty pointless. Chapter 12, it's what you said. It leads up to Saeris and Taladeus having a talk where she tells him, interestingly, she tells Tal about everything, including the book, which Adina told her don't tell him about the book, and she inferred it was Kingfisher. But at this point, I'm like, but she didn't give you a name. You don't know who him is. What if she's talking about
literally anybody?
Yeah, Taldeus, or like, I don't know, anyone. And she's like, I haven't told my mate about this super top secret thing, but I'm going to tell you.
Yep.
So she tells him about the book. And not Kingfisher, which I found interesting.
You know what? Okay, that's a good point, because I remember reading this and being like, so you just be telling anybody anything. Mm-hmm. Like, I understand Taladeus is a trusted member of your court, and him and Kingfisher go way back. But how do you know? Like, you don't know where he really stands.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I know that they're bound and she can feel him. But at the same time, like, maybe it's just me because I'm just very skeptical about everything and everyone.
Yeah, same.
But I would have been like, I don't know you.
I'm always like, you're a problem until I rule out that you're not.
I don't trust you with anything. Yeah. Like, I get that I feel that trust needs to be earned.
Yeah.
And she's just like diary of the mouth with pretty much anyone too.
Anybody. I know. She talks to Taladeus, and she also tells her, like, this was interesting. I wrote a note on this. They're talking, and she's like, the entity that puppeted Everlane's body wasn't an echo of Fisher's mother. It was Fisher's mother. Mm-hmm. That's what Taladeus tells her as they're talking about it. And then she goes, no, that can't be the case. That would mean that her soul has been here ever since she died, trapped. Taladeus then goes, right, but not trapped. As far as I know, Adina never gave away a piece of her soul. She wouldn't have been tethered to anyone. I don't know what, which means that she just stayed by sheer force. That's interesting because I'm like, why? What? And we know that she was a seer.
Yeah.
So I wonder what that is going to build up to.
I feel like it's because she knows that there's a greater plan in play and she's sticking around for it. I guess to try and send any messages that she can. Because when she gets through in Everlane's body, she's like, finally, I'm here.
That's true.
You know? But it's also like, that's a long shot.
And it's been thousands of years.
Depressing too. Thousands of years of just watching. And also like watching your son have sex with random people. Because aren't you like following him around? That's weird.
I think she leaves in those moments.
I mean, I don't know. Because sex is such a heavy theme in this book that I'm like, can you imagine? I would die. If I had to see something like that, I'd be like, okay, I'm leaving. Fuck this.
Absolutely.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Peace.
No.
But yeah.
But I do think that was an important side lore, I guess. It's like,
yeah,
so
I'd
she's
agree.
just been hanging out here for what, right? Mm-hmm. I think this is also when Tal says that he needs to disavow her.
Yeah.
And at first,
which I think he did that with
one other person.
Yeah.
We don't know who that person is.
Okay.
He needs to disavow her to give her, like, I don't even know, like, authority, so that no one questions that she's, like, enthralled by him or whatever.
I think it's for multiple reasons, but yes, that's the main reason.
And the whole idea is that they form a sort of friendship, and she tells him, like, I want you to take over when I'm not here, which is she's never where she needs to be. And he's kind of like, okay, like, let's, work together.
Yeah.
What I find interesting is that one of your notes, you're like, what if Tal is the reason why there's the rot? And I wondered what you meant by that.
I can't even remember at this point.
Okay.
What if Tal's behind the rot? Just because when she when she's like, let me tell him about the book, I was like, why did you fucking do that? You don't know him.
Yep.
Like, he's super powerful. You have no idea what he's been doing here. You're literally never fucking here. So, like, what if it's him who's behind the rot and you're telling him about this book that's going to stop it, and now he's, like, knows how to stop you from stopping the rot?
Or knows that there's a book that could jeopardize his plan.
Right. I don't look at this point, and still presently, I don't get any bad vibes from Tao. Like, I'm not suspicious of him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if I'm her, I'm like, first of all, I'm suspicious of everyone, including Kingfisher, because I don't know you. But I'm especially suspicious of like everyone that I'm not like a one-on-one person with, right? Yeah. So like she believes in Kingfisher, Lorith, Carrion, Renfis, Everlane.
But realistically, you should probably only feel that way about Carrion.
Realistically, she feel that way about no one.
Yeah.
Because even Carrion, that was a one-night stand, and you've known him in passing, but like you don't know him.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, that is true.
I'm just saying, if I was her, I wouldn't trust anyone, but I specifically would not trust people that I just met, like Taldeus. Like, I know of you. Now I'm getting to know you one-on-one. I know you through other people.
Exactly. Everybody has great things to say about you.
But let me tell you about this book that apparently I'm not supposed to tell anyone about.
And it's like super secret, and it's a book that Kingfisher's mom tells you to get.
Yeah. That's apparently like the key to their salvation.
So anyways.
So from here on, it goes back and forth in between POVs.
Yeah.
This I enjoyed.
I loved
the
Silverian chapters between Kingfisher and Carrion.
Yeah, same.
Right off the bat, the banter, the annoyance, the Carrion trying to get a rile out of Kingfisher. I think it was funny. I really enjoyed it. They get back to Silverian. We know that Fisher's magic is limited here. And yet, he still has quite a bit of it.
Well, he says that he's trying to conserve it. He does use it. For example, they get there, and here's the thing about Silverin is that the Quicksilver is in the middle of a castle, like guarded by all of Madra's forces. So anytime they appear, it's a battle out. So they basically like escape by jumping out a window.
And he didn't tell Carrion that part.
No, he was like, come on, this way. Jump.
Carrion's like, what? You know what? The chapters of Carrion and Kingfisher in Silverian were some of my favorite because I felt like I was reading an adventure book.
Yeah, it felt fun and oddly like bonding between them.
Yep.
Which is not something, I mean, you can expect that that's going to happen when any two characters go on an adventure together. But specifically them two that like have been so at odds, like it was entertaining to see and refreshing. Agreed. But Fisher uses his magic to like basically save them from dying when they're falling off of the like 50th story of that castle, and then he glamours them to look like humans, so like shorter, round ears. And then at that point he's like, I can't really use my magic anymore because I need to conserve it. It's not regenerating because he's so far away from the source of magic. Source. But there is still magic there because he's like, if there was zero magic, I wouldn't even be able to do this.
Okay, that's true.
It's a tiny bit, but
Carrion tells him we actually aren't. So what's funny to me in these chapters is that at first it almost feels like Kingfisher's the only one that has like side plans. But then Carrion's like, we're actually not going to Madra's treasury. We're going to mine. So he goes to this bar to meet up with the partner, Carrion's partner, that has the silver and the metals or whatever together. This is what's interesting. This is Kingfisher's POV. They're at this bar. He's upset. He's like, this guy is making me lose fucking time. And I want to get in and get out.
Yeah.
Right? And Carrion is all like, I'm from here. Like, I'm back on vacation.
He's like, hey, John.
How are you?
Yeah.
Kingfisher is like impatient, right? He's like, yeah. Right? this is what I found interesting. So I had no business, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This guy comes in called Vorath Shah. And Carrion is like, hey, you are... And he runs away, right? So Carrion is like, no. And he hurdles over and he runs after him. But Kingfisher's point of view goes, I had no business chasing vault breakers through the streets of Silverin. And clearly, that was who this Vorath Shah was. But I followed Carrion all the same because the vault breaker, Vorath Shah, hadn't been looking at Carrion when he bolted. The stranger had been looking at me.
Which is weird.
Which is weird. So I was like, what does that mean?
So essentially, Carrion's like, oh, well, we can't even wait for my partner because my partner moved all the money. I already know. So I need this vault breaker my partner would have hired to get into the vault.
Yep. So he knows where this stuff is.
Right. And so when that happens, immediately I'm like, you're shady.
Yep.
Immediately, I would have been like
If I were
a
Kingfisher,
cat with their hairs
right.
like up, like, I don't trust this shit.
Yep.
So they run after him. And then this is the thing. So while this is going on, we're switching what's happening in Zilverin, what's happening in Amaranthia.
Yep.
I will say I was snoring through all of Saeris' chapters, but I actually enjoyed Kingfisher's point of view.
Especially during this time.
Yes.
When that chapter ends and I'm back in Amaranthia or whatever the hell with Saeris, I'm like,
yeah. So when I was taking notes for this, my notes on Saeris stuff were more factual because I was just bored. I didn't care.
yeah.
This I was excited about in Zilverin. So now we go to chapter 14 where
Sarah and Tal go to the library.
and
Saeris.
yeah, I wrote Sarah throughout this whole shit because I'm not writing Saeris.
Saeris.
Which I like her name. It's just autocorrect. I was like, I'm not dealing with this.
Absolutely.
Where they meet Algat, which is, they already met her at the coronation, but as a refresher, she is the Lord of Midnight and Keeper of Records. She's essentially the librarian. And also a bitch.
She really, really is. I wasn't expecting that response, but absolutely.
She was just like, dude,
A disgusting
the
bitch.
amount of lip that Saeris allows. And here I am saying, like, she needs to conform to her kingdom, but also I'm like, bro,
But no, that's
You're
bullshit because
so-
Malcolm was cruel. I think
but
Saeris
Malcolm
lets...
built it.
Yeah, but whatever, because Saeris needs to have a backbone.
She does. But here's my thing is that, like,
A consistent
you're
one.
super flaky with this whole kingdom. And then when you are there, you let people talk to you como sea. And I'm just like, I get that there's a balance to things, but especially with the Lord of Midnights, like, I'd be like, okay, you're not going to speak. Your mouth isn't going to open until you voluntarily get on your knees and kiss my feet.
Yep.
Like, I would be like, if you want to go down this road with me,
I'd go
let's
down
go down
this
together.
road.
I don't need to kill you to make your life hard.
100%.
So Al gets there, or Al got, and Tal's basically just like helps Sarah with whatever she needs.
Yeah.
And so Sarah's kind of like, this is pointless. She went to the library to try and find something about her
Alchemy. Runes, because Kingfisher's mom has told her that she needs to
seal her runes.
seal her runes.
Right.
Right.
And so
she's been in pain
yeah,
from this shit. Like
Yeah.
fire, like
in
melting
fear.
flesh. Yeah.
she's afraid of like using her powers.
Yep.
So she's there and she's being basically like a teenager about it. Like she's like, oh, there's no book of alchemy here. Belicon destroyed all the records of alchemists. And then Al gets like, and who the fuck told you Belicon even came to this library?
Yeah.
Which makes her feel stupid as fuck. And I'm glad it does. Because like, seriously, bitch, ¿quién te dijo?
I know. Belicon never went there.
Yeah.
And Alga is a fucking bitch.
Yeah. She's a big ass bitch about it.
We also met the cat, Guru.
Yes. So you meet this like shadow cat that like blends into literally
Literally a shadow cat. Like
becomes
it can become a shadow. Yeah.
He's cool, but also I was like, are you gonna like eat her or something? Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. But the price for Alga's help is 5 drops of her blood.
Which did Tal not tell you to fucking help me? So why is there even a price? Why is there even a price to begin with?
I'm your fucking queen.
Yeah, how
fuck?
about
How about
I command you
to
to
give
help
me all the
and
things
give
that I
me every
fucking.
single book I ask you for.
This is one chapter that I was really, really confused by because I'm like, okay, you are the queen.
Yeah.
Okay, you're the queen. What do you mean she is allowing you to only get one book at a time? And Saeris goes like, okay.
Yeah. And why do you have such a fucking attitude randomly, and then at other times you're like, well, I guess I can't. Whatever.
I guess
Here.
I have to follow the rules.
Sure. Here. Yeah, I agree. It makes no sense. But this dumbass agrees to it.
Yep.
Agrees to the one book. And then, so Alga uses her blood to dilute milk and give it to Guru the cat.
Yeah. For
Weird.
what?
I mean, whatever. And then Alga goes away. They banter. They go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, like everybody else in this court with her. And she's like, I'm going to go look for the book now.
Yep.
And this part confused me when I was reading it. But so she's sitting there just waiting. And then something attacks Saeris from behind. She describes it as black and gray streaks of gold filling her vision with gold-plated engraved fangs. I literally pictured like a black, blurry gold mouth. Like I didn't picture anything.
I don't even know how she would be able to see that.
No, yeah. So it's not described like it's not said like, oh, it was a vampire, it was a person. It's just kind of like this altercation where she explains the colors that she sees. And then I literally thought it was like a mass, like a black mass. Saeris stabs him with a dagger that has a silver tip, and then it says that it renders the vampire useless. So at this point, I'm like, okay, so it's a vampire.
Yeah.
And it renders him useless, but doesn't kill him because it's just the tip that is silver.
Silver. Gold. Oh, sorry.
Silver. Yeah. And then, right when Saeris is gonna like interview the vampire, her runes activate and like explode, and she leaves a 20-foot hole in the side of Amaranthian. Yeah.
Great girl.
Oh, okay. And then in this chapter, this is the chapter where we see the famous typo. So if you guys have been following social media on Brimstone, you've seen that a lot of people have been critiquing typos in the book. Me personally, I'm not great at grammar at all, not even slightly. So I haven't picked up on anything, but there is a mistake in this book where it says, in this specific chapter, she's going up to the library. And in the beginning, it says, Carrion was away training with Lorith, so Saeris goes with Tal up to the tower. But literally, the previous chapter, Carrion is in Zilverin with Kingfisher. So when I first read that, I was like,
Are they back already?
I was like, okay, I don't know what that means, but I'm sure that like it'll become clear in the next few chapters. And then I just forgot about it. And then I saw the discourse online, and it clicked for me that was what the typo was. People have really been pissed about it online. They've made a really big deal about it.
I remember.
It didn't do anything for me.
I really didn't.
It kind of it went over my head. But again, I am not very analytical when I read.
I caught it, but I was also like, when I first read it, I was like, oh, I guess they're back and I'm not going to get any more background.
Yeah. When I read it, I was like, I don't know if that's like correct or if like this is going to mean something later or she's confused. I don't know, whatever. I'm going to just keep going. Like it didn't hinder the story for me.
Yep.
But I did want to mention that is in that chapter.
Yep. I agree.
So overall, this chapter was boring for me because it's Saeris. And then we go back to the fun stuff in chapter 15.
Yes, but before we do, one of the things that I remember was that I felt was important was that when she walks into this library, she sees all these different birds.
Oh, yeah.
So these birds are made out of paper. And so they say, yeah, they are magic and they are paper, but they have like babies and like mates or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, so she thinks that they're really cute. She thinks that the papers are really cute and she goes to like touch it. And I think it's Taladeus. I thought it was Lorith who told her, but maybe I'm wrong. If it's in this chapter, it's Taladeus because it's not anyone other than her and Tal.
Yeah, it's Tal.
He's like, be careful with those things because like somebody could bewitch it to steal a piece, like a strand of your hair. And then once they have that hair, like you're kind of fucked because people, he says people can do like really fucked up shit to you and like fuck up your life with your hair, which to me, I'm like, that's fucked up. So like I can't brush my hair without.
Yeah, it's very specific.
My hair falls like literally from touching it. Like if I put my hand through my hair, a strand will come out. So you're telling me in this world, you basically have to eat every single strand of hair that falls out of your hair?
Exactly. Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it also it started making me think like, why are they telling us this? Where is this going to come from? Because for me, when I first read that, I'm like, so someone's going to try to like do something horrible to her because she's here and bewitch these like paper things. That's what I thought too. The other thing that I found interesting that I wanted to mention was that Alga has the power of being able to read her mind.
Oh, yeah.
And we learned this when Saeris feels her in her mind, and then she like binds Algat from not being able to continue doing that.
Yeah, which was interesting because Algat was like, you might not want to do that because sometimes like you may need me in there.
Yeah.
What really bothered me was the binding because I was like, so we continue to be reckless with our words because you already saw in the first book that your reckless words gave you a shitty deal with Kingfisher that fucked you over. You're continuing that process. Because if I was her, I would have, and she was like, you may not want to do that because you might want me to be in your head at some point. I would have been like, well, okay. So, weird. I don't trust you. But I would have been like, you know what? How about this? You are not allowed to enter my mind unless I give you verbal express permission, not under duress. Yeah. By voluntary choice and not under pressure. And then like made that a command because it's like, I don't know at what point she would ever need her in her head, but like, let's say she was in a coma or something. Like, I don't know if at any point, which like this bitch is not going to fucking help you ever unless there's something in it for her. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not a fan of how careless Saeris is. And I think that that's the biggest thing, the biggest character flaw that she has, especially in this book so far, is she has been very careless with her reinado. How do you say that? With her reign? Yeah. With her kingdom, with her words, with her decisions, with her commands. Like, she's just not putting any importance on literally anything. I agree. Even this binding runes shit, like, Taladeus basically drags her up to the library. Even after having this conversation with Adina.
She's like, oh, I'll get to it.
Yeah, like what do you have to do that's so important?
I don't get it.
Because if it's not running Amaranthia, what is it that you're doing that is so important that you don't have time for these things?
She's just Saeris. Okay. She did say that she thought something and Algat said it out loud. And Saeris was like, oh my God, how did she hear me? Mm-hmm. And then Algat's like, oh, I heard you because I'm the keeper, blah, 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 blah.
Which, why would you tell me that? I would be like, I guessed. Yep. Or I would just not say shit. I'd be like, I know what you're thinking, bitch, in my head.
Exactly. Weird. But then she's like, how can I get you to not be in my mind? And Algat's like, oh, you can command me to. Again, why are you telling me that? So then Saeris does. And then Algat is like shocked.
Which, like, why are we shocked?
I guess this is also what I'm struggling with. Kind of like the back and forth of these characters is just dumb. Yeah. Like, why are we sharing this information? You guys hate each other. Mm-hmm. And also, like, shocked that we use that information against you.
Yeah. I don't know. You're supposed to be, like, on opposite sides of each other. And it doesn't seem like that hostile of an, like, relationship so far. Yeah. But yeah, that's essentially what happened in chapter 14. Sorry. And then we switch over to chapter 15. Yep. Where we are back with Kingfisher and Carrion. Thank God, yeah. So they end up catching Vorath. His name is Vorath Shaw. Yeah. And he hesitates, but ends up being like, yeah, I'll tell you where the new vault is.
Yeah, just follow me.
Okay. Immediately, red flags. I was like, I'm not following you anywhere, bitch.
Carrion has no like survivor's
But
instinct.
Kingfisher, you're like 1,800 years old, dude.
Yeah. Follows
I feel
until
that you've been in enough situations where you know this is fucking shady.
yeah.
And here's my thing, like you could say like, yeah, but Kingfisher's powerful, like he's confident, he's this, he's that. But in this situation where it's like you have limited power,
Yep.
he's also complaining about how it's so hot. He's like, I'm like, dude, he's like, I'm so uncomfortable. My skin is so sticky. Like, I'm thirsty as fuck. Like, this is horrible. You're weakened. You're not your natural self. You don't really have that much access to your powers. I don't think that you're that confident right now. I think you're being cautious or trying to. So why would you not exert caution here?
Yeah, you just follow this random guy that you don't know that sounds suspicious as
Who
fuck
you
and ran
already
away.
said saw you and ran.
Correct. He doesn't step in and say that this is weird until a second before Vorath leads them into a room. Mm-hmm. A second before he's like, Carrion, I don't think we should. And we're in the room.
Yeah. Basically, they go to a tower, and as they're going through, they find a Fae skeleton, which Kingfisher's like, what the fuck? Fisher gets a gut feeling like the one that he felt when he was trapped in the maze and tells Carrion to stop. Shaw grabs Carrion and shoves him through the doorway where he lands on his palms and he's stuck. And then Shaw reveals that there's a demon in the room named Joshin, King of the Desert, and that Shaw has been feeding him people. So you're telling me, you go through this whole shit,
Yeah.
and not once are your spidey senses tingling
Not once.
until Carrion is like at the doorway.
Yep.
You see a face skeleton and you're like, gonna take a few steps
That's
higher.
weird.
Like, and you're already getting weird. Look, I don't need that many signs to be like, you know what? No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, like I don't understand. But then Callie girl, listen. I enjoyed these chapters a lot. But I am not getting the depth of these characters to mean shit for me.
Well, I don't think they're very deep characters. I think you're on the ball with that.
They're not, but they're not improving. And I think that a lot of the chapters that I've read so far, I'm confused towards the decision making.
I would say some characters like Carrion are improving. I've seen growth in him, or I've just seen more of him that shows me that he's more than just a dumbass.
No, but I don't mean that because yes, right. I mean, things don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
Kingfisher has thousands of years of experience and doesn't question anything until the last moment. Doesn't that's what I mean.
You
like
could
Saeris
argue that he feels
is
that he can handle it.
fair. But let's go back. Saeris.
Yeah.
Queen of a court does nothing.
No regard for that kingdom.
No regard. What's this other person's name? What's this guy's name? Jesus, hold on.
Lorith.
Yeah, Lorith, you're a pack wolf. Like, you are part of, like, you're under Kingfisher. You're a soldier, Baya. Let's name it like that. And you're out here disrespecting a whole court. Like, I just don't understand.
And they're the enemy, and I get that, but it's just that, like, here's the thing. I understand why they feel the way they do.
Yeah.
But in that same breath, it's like Saeris, will she ever be accepted in Amaranthian? No. But do they want to get rid of her? Yes. But don't make it easier for them. Exactly. Don't give them a reason. Don't give them an excuse, you know? And it's not like people are poking at them for them to be acting like this. They are literally going out of their way to act like fucking idiots and to be very, like, abrasive and very, like, disrespectful You're going out of your way to go and do these things.
Yeah, and the problem for me is that it doesn't make sense for the story.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. It almost feels like we're trying to give these people a personality that make no sense. And I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of like, but why are you doing that? Or why aren't you aware of this? So that's frustrating me a little bit. I found interesting that at the end of this specific chapter, before Borath names the demon, Kingfisher's like going through the demons in its mind because his mom taught him the demons. I wonder why. It sounds like she taught him a lot of things that other people weren't being taught.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. I think this is great on a normal scale, like in the sense that like, oh, she had more information, that's kind of cool, and she wants to make sure that her generation knows all these things. But on a side lore quest, my mind is like, how come no one else knows about these things?
I think it was obviously very intentional because she's a seer. Like, I think that's where that comes from.
Oh, maybe she saw this battle.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so unclear what she did or didn't know. But it seems from, like, the dominoes that are being placed that it's like, okay, so you were very intentional with, like, I'm going to teach you this. I'm going to do like make all these dresses. I'm going to leave this book for this girl about how to stop the fucking rot. Like, how would she even have known about the rot?
That it was a thing. So true.
So it seems like she knew more than what we are aware of.
Absolutely. The other very important part of this is how come Shaw knows about Fae? And how did he stumble across this demon?
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Yep.
And
when you are at the peak of this super interesting chapter, you're back with Saeris.
Oh my God. I roll.
So then we pause here, right?
I was actually interested to go back here because I was like, okay, so who tried to kill her? And like, I thought nobody could kill her because they were all bound to her, right? Like they were.
Well, that's true.
They're all vampires. So I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this like a plot hole, or is there a reason? Which there is a reason, and it gets explained.
Yep. But before we do, I do want to share that it was interesting that I just found the Kingfisher's POV really funny. And I'm sorry I'm going back and forth, but it's because I see my notes and I'm like, wait, I want to say this. And he says something like, oh, he's like naming all the different demons that it could be. And then he goes, his holy name is Yashin, Lord of the Desert, King of the Dark Dream. And Kingfisher goes, and that was right. It was bad. Really, really, really bad. Fuck. And then we move on and they start hearing all these like random noises and whatever. And Carrion is like, what the fuck is that? What is that sound? And then Kingfisher goes, scorpions, Carrion. That is the sound of 1,000,000 fucking scorpions. And I just found them really funny.
I will say she is good at making me like laugh through dialogue.
That's true.
I really do like how Callie. So this is what I mean about cursing in the right way in your books. Whereas when Rebecca Yarros does it in Fourth Wing, it feels very forced. And like she's just trying so hard to be edgy and urban and cool. Yeah. And like it doesn't land for me because it's unnecessary cursing. Yeah. This is perfect. Yeah. Like this feels like something someone would say in this situation.
Yeah, they're like, there's fucking scorpions coming.
1,000,000 fucking scorpions. That's what that sounds like, Carrion. Like that sounds
so
like perfect placement.
Funny, dude. Yeah. So anyways, I really enjoyed that part. And I just wanted to share it before we jump back into chapter 16, which we're back in Saeris' POV. Yep. And she has tried to kill the vampire, but she just traps him.
Yeah, so she got the vampire that was trying to kill her trapped in a chair. She wrapped the belt that Fisher gave her in like chapter 1, which is silver. She wrapped it around him to restrain him. And then she describes him. She says that he has dark hair, short and close to the scalp. So I'm guessing like a buzz cut.
But then like strands, uneven, messy.
So that doesn't make sense. Hair strands were uneven and messy, but he has short, close to the... So maybe like long hair that falls. I don't know. That kind of contradicts it. Just when I was complimenting Callie as a writer, I'm like, wait, what do you mean?
What did you mean by this?
So it can't
pale
be that
blue
short.
eyes.
Maybe she's saying it comparatively to like Kingfisher, who has like shoulder length hair.
Or maybe like, yeah, they're close to the scalp, but maybe there's uneven, messy.
Yeah, but he doesn't have patches. Okay, he has black hair. She starts describing him. That's what she says he looks like. He has pale blue eyes with bright golden starbursts around the pupil, and his pupils were vertical like a snake, which was interesting because I don't think I've heard any other vampire described like that.
Yep, agreed.
I don't know why. And even at the chapter I'm on right now, I still don't know why.
No.
Do you?
No. I wonder if it's because he was not...
We're not there yet. I mean, we could say it because it's going to happen in like the next 2 chapters, I think.
No, it's not.
No? Okay, shut up then.
I wonder.
I wondered the same thing too. But I also wonder, what did he look like before becoming a vampire? So, okay, whatever. Right now, we don't know his name. She describes him. So, him and Saeris talk. What?
Okay. The entire interaction between... Well, we have to find out who he is first. Let's get to that.
Okay. So, him and Saeris are talking. And he's accusing her of being a vampire because he can smell the blood. And... he accuses her of killing Fisher because there's no way that she could have had that dagger with a silver tip on it without killing Fisher and taking it from him. Because
he knew that he wouldn't part with that knife willingly, which again, like, huge red flag here. He obviously knows Kingfisher well.
Right. And also at this point, we've already understood from Fisher that he never wanted to be tied to a woman, because he does mention it to Renfis when they're in the camp. He's like, I always promised myself I would never like let a woman into my heart, essentially. So you can assume that if this is somebody who knew Kingfisher in the past and was close to him, which why wouldn't he be, considering he's upset that he thinks that she killed Kingfisher, that he would know that as well. Exactly. And so she tells him the only blood she drank was given to her freely by her mate, and that he's in the middle of saying he doesn't care who her mate is when he realizes that the scent of the blood belongs to Fisher. Yep. So they're basically going back and forth. He's not believing that
she's Kingfisher's mate.
Yeah, he's like, you're a liar.
She's kind of like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
And then she's very confused as to how he's a vampire that was trying to hurt her after the rule that she gave that no one of them could hurt her.
Yeah. So she's questioning him. She's like, how did you disobey the edict? You know, the don't hurt me one. And then Lorith bursts in and he tells Saeris that this vampire isn't bound to the edict because he never swore fealty to the court. And the vampire finishes by saying, a wolf never becomes a leech. At this point, it is pretty fucking clear who it is.
And it is.
And if it's not clear enough, Lorith says it.
It is Foley, which is the member of their wolf pack. Who was basically killed at the Battle of Ajun. I think he was the one that was
chapter that we read.
Yep. He was the one that was thrown off the dragon. Yes, I feel. And what we know, as we know from earlier chapters, is that the entire wolf pack, Renfis, Lorith, Kingfisher, has been trying to get in contact with him.
Yeah, they've been looking for him.
They've sent him letters. They've asked for viewings or whatever, and none of them have been answered. So what we also know, not midway, but like maybe chapter 5 through 8, I think it was, they also wanted to find Foley for real this time, because Foley has a alchemist background.
Yeah.
In his family. I think his grandfather. I think it was his grandfather. And so that he would know more information, hopefully, to help Saeris.
Yeah.
So then we move on to chapter 17. And this has to be my favorite chapter of the whole book so far. And I know it sounds awful, but I just enjoyed Kingfisher's POV and the fighting scene with the demon and just like the, oh shit, what are they going to do? I think she wrote this chapter really well.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. It was also, it's the same thing. Callie really does have so much potential because when she writes certain scenes, it is very crisp, vivid, plays like a movie in my head. And this was one of those.
I saw the top of the
I
tower.
pictured it all.
I saw the attic.
I pictured him pounding on
Yep.
and then like breaking his hand,
Yep.
pounding on the wall. So it basically, they're there with Joshin.
Yep.
Joshin is basically like, you guys are fucked. Fisher is like, well, the only way out is through the wall.
Because Yashin cannot be like exposed to light.
Yeah.
So we know we're in Silverian where it's always light because of the double suns. And he's trying to literally punch through the wall to get through the light. But he can't because of the magic.
Right. So there's magic that's binding Joshin to the tower. And so Fisher's his powers are limited right now.
Yeah.
So there's really not much he can do. He starts pounding on the wall to break it. And it's just kind of not working. He ends up breaking his hand in the process. So he's pounding on the wall. His hands are broken at this point, and he's like, this shit is not yielding at all. And then he thinks of like, you know what? There's so much blood coming out of his hands that he's like, I'm gonna do a rune to and he does a rune. I think it's to break. Is that what it is? Or to take away the magic?
Yeah, the rune was the break.
Oh, okay. So the rune, he draws the rune with his blood, and it's a rune to break. And it breaks the wall, lets in a whole bunch of sun. At this point, Carrion and Fisher have been bitten so many times by all these fucking
Scorpions.
hundreds and thousands of scorpions. And the scorpions, by the way, while he's pounding on the wall, they're all merging into one ginormous, disgusting flesh demon scorpion. And Joshin is literally like, I'm gonna eat Carrion right now. Like, it's like the whole time Carrion's like, Fisher! Like, he's like shitting himself. Which, fair. I would be too.
Carrion's like, they're getting closer.
He's like, do something! Because remember, Carrion is like on all fours, stuck like this. He's not even upright. He's like fucked. They're both so stunned. The venom is getting to them.
Because he goes, there's a point where he goes, be quiet, Carrion. And Fish, he goes, Fisher, holy gods, do something. And Fisher is like, can you shut up? Which was hilarious to me.
It was funny. I really liked their interactions.
Yeah, same. When they are being bit a million times, they start having like fever dreams, kind of.
Oh yeah,
because they're hallucinating.
Yeah.
Whoever is most disappointed them, and they're like for example, Kingfisher hallucinated his mom. Yeah. But the mom is like a bitch. Like, you were always useless. You were always this, blah, 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 blah. And he knows that this is part of the demon's, like, play. Like, Yashin does do this. But he was able to, like, not pay attention to that.
Well, I think he mentions that, like, I've had the Quicksilver fuck with my brain so many times that, like, I can get through this. Yeah.
We don't know who Carrion saw.
No, we don't.
So, interesting. But they finally make it so that he breaks the tower.
Yeah.
And Yashin has to like move to a little place where there's like no sun coming in. And then that's when they start negotiating Which I never understood why they needed to negotiate, because the sun is in.
Well, so Kingfisher and Carrion need to negotiate because they've been stung by venom.
Yes.
And they're going to die. So
no, yes, even if they survive yeah, you're right. Never mind.
They basically would go into a sleep, like a perpetual sleep, where Joshin would torment them forever in their dreams. So they're like, let's strike a deal. And at this point, like, Carrion and Fisher can like move around. The rune, it broke the seal on the floor as well. Like Joshin is essentially fucked. They also end up killing the Shah guy. Yeah. In the middle of that, which
that's
like
a given.
Yeah, but I was like, can you please kill him already? Like, he just kept talking. He kept being like, my master, don't worry, my master, I love you. And it was just like,
fucking weird.
Kill him. Yeah. So whatever. They are able to get free. And so Fisher, the scorpion Joshin actually gets excited because he's like, I'm free now. I'm going to go into the sewers and I'm going to torment everybody in this fucking city forever. And Fisher's like, I think the fuck not, and captures him. And he's like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make a deal. And if it's either you strike the deal with me or I'm going to throw you into the sun, basically. Like, he's like, you die. And he's like, they go back and forth. He's very hesitant. And they end up coming to a compromise where Fisher says, he says, we get 2 drops of your venom for a cure.
Yep.
And Joshin needs to give them a valuable secret, and Fisher will let him live.
Yep.
So the demon says, okay.
One valuable enough to balance the scales of our bargain.
Yeah. Because Joshin is like, oh, I'm so much more valuable than just 2 drops of venom. And then Fisher's like, okay, so add to it that you need to tell me like a really important secret. Yeah. And Joshin's like, fuck, I shouldn't have said shit.
Yeah.
So they agree. And the secret that Joshin tells Fisher is, where there is light, there will always be darkness, Shadow Weaver. To kill a queen, you will need to visit the darkest places of all. You will need to strike a deal far more costly than this one if you hope to succeed. And the beast who lies in wait for you there will not be so easy to trick as me. She will eat you whole, Shadow Weaver. She will tear away your soul and feed on it for decades. Who's she? Madra?
That was my first thought.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is she a demon?
Yeah.
I mean, it would explain.
It would make a lot of sense, especially living forever.
Mm-hmm. Being youthful, having like random like strengths.
Yeah. That's a good one. Very interesting. I like that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ponder that one.
Because he says you will need to strike a deal far more costly than this one, and the beast who lies in wait for you there will not be so easy to trick as me.
She will tear away your soul.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a demon
thing
to do. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's like some other creature that we haven't been introduced to, but
which is possible. But yeah, 11 to 20. That's right. Got it. So
I honestly just don't even remember what's like.
Yeah.
What is not in here.
I know.
So I'm just trying to go based off of the chapters because I don't want to be like, and then huge spoiler.
I know. No, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about it like that, but maybe. The first person I thought of when I read this was Madra.
Yeah, same. I'm pretty sure this is referring to Madra because that's one of the main things that he's trying to accomplish.
Exactly.
I mean, the main villains are Belicon and Madra.
Yep. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to mention was when Joshin makes this deal, he says, okay, one secret and my venom in exchange for my life, but you must agree to release me. I will not be imprisoned in another one of these traps for the rest of time.
Yeah.
And then what I found hilarious.
Fisher's like thinking about it and he's like, found a loophole. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Like in a suit, he's like, let me think. Loophole.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'm down.
And he's like, you can't, like, he tells the secret, and then they're like, Fisher's like, now why you can still speak. And the demon's like, but you can't kill me. You just agreed to this. And he's like, I know. I cannot lie. But yeah. So basically he just puts them on fire, right?
Yeah, he lights them all up. He's like, okay, deal. Light it up.
I'm going to take one of these scorpions into a little box.
Like, wait!
He's going to take forever to have to regenerate a million fucking scorpions.
Mm-hmm.
But the loophole was that he didn't say how.
But again, this is what I mean about, like, you people have lived in this world for so long. You know how deals work. Would you not be like, all right, let me get my lawyer first. We need a whole document. I need footnotes. Like, maybe that's just me where I'm very thorough.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what is every single way that this could go wrong in my head? And I'm like,
I know there was like a million loopholes in this one deal.
Mm-hmm.
So then, like, he gets one of the scorpions. He's going to take forever to regenerate. And then Kingfisher's like, I said I'd release you. I never said when.
But, like, that's what I mean. Like, if I was Fisher, I'd be like, here, Carrion, never release him. Like, I'd be like, I did release you. I gave you to Carrion. Carrion didn't make a deal with you.
I released you to Carrion.
You know what to do, right? Yeah, I got it. And
so
then
funny.
open the box and throw him in the sun.
Literally.
I feel like the deals in this book in this world are not well thought out.
Exactly.
And even when they are, like when I think Saeris makes a deal with Algot about something. She's like, oh, you fucked up my, I don't know, something of hers, like a piece of clothing or something, a scarf. I don't know. It was something. And she was like, Saeris was like, this was like 2 chapters ago. She's like, I'll get you a new one. And she's like, swear it, make it an oath. And she's like,
oh yeah,
I make it an oath that I'll get you another scarf. I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, no.
What's so important about the
No,
scarf?
I'm gonna just get you another scarf. I'm not making one fucking oath.
We're way too smart.
Or I would be like, I promise to get you another shawl that will not ever hurt anyone in any capacity, especially me, and won't serve a greater purpose or the doom of this planet. Like,
Here you go.
Like,
So
there for no
fucking
one would want to make
specific.
deals with me because I'd be there for an hour and a half listing all
fucking
my stipulations.
Agreed.
But these people, including Fisher, are just like, here's a random deal.
Yeah, sure. Let's get into that.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Again, it's giving like irresponsible. It's giving like you're thousands of years old,
And
I
you're a
just don't
demon.
understand.
You're way older than Fisher. You should be much smarter than this.
Which brings me to like even the demon saying like, "Oh, she'll be harder to trick than me." Why are you easy to trick? I don't know. It's just weird for me. I'm not a huge fan of that.
I did really like this chapter, though.
But I loved this
Yeah,
chapter.
it was really
This
fun.
is my favorite chapter. We go back to Saeris in the next chapter.
Yeah.
And he explains that he chose to live in Sansaroth to not hurt anyone. And the library was solitary. And Vali takes Sarah that she needs rest. And that he's going to help her with the alchemist stuff as long as she rests. Because without rest, the alchemist can't do shit. To seal her runes and blah, 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 blah. A boring chapter as per always with Saeris.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And she's been stuck in that library for like 3 chapters already.
I know.
Essentially, nothing really happens there. She is leaving the library, though, and one of those little, like, paper birds.
This was interesting.
Yeah, it tries to, like, nip at her.
But
And
it draws
she's
blood.
like, what the fuck? Yeah, it, like, flies by her and gives her, like, a paper cut.
Yeah, nothing really interesting in this except Foley's like, okay, if you want me to help you with your alchemist whatever's, you need to sleep because without sleep, alchemists kind of like lose control.
Yeah. And then she's like, fine. And essentially,
Which is hard because she's also a vampire.
but she like has been intentionally not sleeping this whole time.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. And then in my head, I'm like, Saeris, can you leave so I can just hear the conversation between Foley and Lorith?
Yeah.
That's what I really wanted to hear. I was like, I don't care about you and here's the thing. In her dialogue with people, she's so dull.
Her entire character is dull.
But like, I mean,
sorry, she gives me nothing.
Gives like dumbass attitude sometimes, and then just like stares. She doesn't really like challenge things. She doesn't come up with good questions. Like, she's not like witty.
I feel like when we did,
she's a vessel.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because that's exactly what I was going to say. You mentioned that thought for the first time to me when we were doing the rankings of our favorite, like most like favorite and least favorite characters of 2025, and you voiced it perfectly for me. Like, when we read Quicksilver and Brimstone, she is a POV for us to know what's going on in the story.
Yeah.
But she gives us nothing.
She's literally a vessel for you to follow throughout. And I felt that way in Brimstone too. And maybe I didn't say it. I mean, Quicksilver, sorry. But I thought I had mentioned, like, I feel like she's literally just a vessel to carry us through the story.
Yeah.
But she doesn't do anything. Like, no. She doesn't provide anything. She does things, but like, she doesn't provide any substance to the story. She doesn't make me feel anything. She doesn't, I don't know, I just feel like she has so much potential right now too, to be really struggling with this change of like, I've just lost my humanity, like I'm a vampire now, like it's struggling with this new role, trying to figure out her place in life, like,
and you're a vampire,
reevaluating.
That's not a transition that most make unwillingly.
And okay, you and
like
me
willingly,
and you all watching, unless you're a supernatural being that I don't know about, we're all humans, and we know mortality is a thing for us, and we live on a timeline, and you reach certain ages and you're like, I need to accomplish these things at this age because I'm not going to be this age again, and I'm only going to get old. That's how you live your life, right? Now you get turned into this immortal thing, and that goes out the window, and it's like you have to reevaluate everything in your life.
And being a vampire is typically pretty violent. Like, now it's totally, I feel like a vampire is the opposite of a human. Like, there's a lot of fantasy characters like fae and witches and whatever, but I feel like vampires are no one's truly happy to become a vampire if it wasn't chosen by them.
It feels like vampires and werewolves are very like forced upon you as, exactly, you know, as a whatever. But there's just so many elements that you could talk about how like it is sad, like, because like you've lost the sun. I'm Caribbean, I live in the sun. Like, this is what feels good to me. One thing I love is walking out the door when it's like super cold and I'm like, ay, me tengo que descongelar, and I'll go outside and I'll stick my arm out and I just feel the sun on my skin, and I'm like, listen, she's from Zilvern with 2 burning hellholes like in the sun, in the sky. So I'm not saying that that's the case for her per se, but I'm just saying, like, there are things that you lose when you become the sun
to not even being able to be in the sun. Like, there's a lot of change here.
The ears, like, I know that's stupid because it's like, it's just ears, but like, I would struggle with, like, it's like the tattoo thing. When she gets those tattoos inadvertently, I would have struggled with that because it's not something I chose. Exactly. Like, I didn't choose these fucking ears.
Exactly. And she does nothing with it. Like, and that's the thing. You're in her head. It's her POV, and there's nothing about this. There's nothing about struggling with anything. I just feel like she's such a watered down character.
I feel like there's so many ways that she could go and grow and struggle. Like, even with Taladeus, it's like, okay, I feel like her and Kingfisher's relationship is essentially non-existent, but to me it feels like it's extremely forced and not natural. I don't see any chemistry, but whatever, she loves him, blah blah. Me, Carla, if I love someone and now I'm feeling the feelings of this other man, I would have a problem with that. Like, I'd feel like I'm cheating. I wouldn't like that. I'd be like, I don't know what to do. Like, I can feel him wake up and it freaks me out. I don't like this. I would struggle there.
I would struggle. She has no struggle.
Everything for her is just like, well, whatever. Literally everything.
Literally everything.
Alga's like, make this deal. Oh, okay. Like everything is like that. Go cement your rooms. Okay. You need sleep. Okay. Like everything.
Yep. I mean, she's my most hated character of 2025. And here we are in 2026.
I know.
And it might be her again.
I know.
I
don't hate her. I'm just like, wow, you really are just so empty. There's no substance there. There's no personality.
I hate her because there's nothing. And the thing is, if there is something, it's annoying. She's annoying to me.
Yeah.
She annoys me in her thoughts and the way that she talks.
Yeah, she could be annoying.
Whatever. So she goes to sleep.
Well, actually, next is she's like, yeah, okay, I'll go to sleep, and then it's my favorite chapter so far.
Chapter 19,
yes.
Back with Kingfisher.
So I really liked this chapter. Fisher and Carrion are going back to Carrion's house. They're fucked up. Yes. Fucked up with this venom.
Yes.
They're hallucinating. They're like trembling. I mean, they're literally on the brink of like going into a coma, essentially. Yeah. Fisher haphazardly makes an antidote. They both take it. And then we see Carrion hallucinating. Well, Fisher sees Carrion hallucinating with someone he loved, and something awful was happening to them. Yep. And Fisher and Carrion take the antidote, and then they collapse on the floor, expelling vomit. The venom. Expelling the venom, but I think they vomit, right?
Yeah.
And then after recovering, Carrion pours 2 glasses, and they start talking.
Yeah, but before they do, just really quick, before that starts happening, I enjoyed some of the, and I feel like the bonding of them getting to know each other, where Kingfisher taunts him and calls him like Your Highness, and he's like, I really don't like when you call me that. And Kingfisher's like, why? You're the heir to the throne. He's like, okay, I'm gonna start calling you Lord Kaglish. Kingfisher's like, you wouldn't dare.
I love their dynamic.
Yes.
And I love that Carrion is so quick. He is so quick with a comeback. Yeah. Here's the thing. Carrion has been painted to be a dumbass from Quicksilver. Yeah. And like, he plays into it. But in this book, you really see him be like, bitch. Like, you see him like pinch back, or he gets serious at times. That made me laugh. Yeah. He was like, okay, Lord Kaglish.
And Kingfisher's like,
bitch, don't you fucking dare.
I found that really funny, but okay.
And also, at this point, we see Fisher's like giggling at certain things that Carrion says, where before he's usually like ready to throttle him. Yeah. So you start to see like, okay, so the dynamic has changed slightly between you guys. Yep. Yeah, it's changing. So
they take the antidote, they get some whiskey, and they start talking. Go ahead. What's your favorite chapter?
I really love. Well, okay. First of all, you know that little teaser that we get right before Brimstone comes out, where it's Fisher being like, "Do you love her?"
And you don't know who they're talking to.
And we all assumed it was Taladeus.
Yes, we did.
It was Carrion. He asks Carrion, of all people. Yep. And Carrion says no, but yes, and that he could have loved her, and he does love her for being everything that she is. And he says he tried to love her, but he couldn't. And he talks about 1,000 years of losing people was too much, so he just couldn't. Because remember, Fisher's over here living with these Fae that live super long too. I'm sure he's lost so many people because he's essentially a general in an army.
Forever. Yeah.
But he gets to see longevity. Carrion, in the blink of an eye, loses people because he's a Fae living with humans, and human lifespan is so short. So he talks about like, it's been 1,000 years of me literally losing absolutely everybody that I love. And like, it's just too much. Like, I couldn't love her. Yeah. So he says he loves Saeris, but he's not in love with her.
Exactly.
And Fisher, surprisingly,
doesn't okay kill him.
Yeah. He's like, I can get that.
Yeah. Like, she's spectacular.
Yeah. Which is crazy because he is very like piss on his territory. Nobody can even breathe around her. So the fact that he's like, I can get behind that. Like, I'm okay with that. You can love her. And you knew
her for a long time. Yeah.
You can love her and not be in love with her. And you guys had sex at some other point, and I can find a way to be okay with that. That, I was like,
wild.
Weird.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
But weird.
That chapter made me go, he's gonna kill him.
Yeah, I was like,
Here
where are we gonna go with
go.
this? I love their dynamic.
I love their dynamic. I have to, but this is a thing for me. Blah 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 blah. They start talking. Carrion goes, it's not a simple thing, Fisher. Kingfisher says spectacular.
Where? But okay.
Right. Well, I'm glad because that's where I'm going with this. Carrion goes, right, exactly. She always has been. When other people are full of the kind of fire that burns inside her, it eats them alive. It hollows them out until there's nothing left inside but fire. Her fire keeps others warm in the cold dark. It is her strength, not her weakness. Being around her reminds you that you're alive. Really? It reminds me of a wet mop.
It doesn't remind me of anything other than an empty cup.
Oh, literally? What are these? Here I go again with these books where the male main character is in love with a mop. What are these guys even talking about when it comes to Saeris?
I can't tell you what either one of them see in each other because Kingfisher, I think, you already know, I think he took things way too far. And I think that was unforgivable. Yeah. And I also don't like how everything is so easy for him.
So again, I don't see what's this whole conversation is even about. Like, I thought it was a great chapter, but again, it goes back to like, what does Carrion and Kingfisher see? I don't get it. Saeris is just a wet mop to me. But whatever, we move on. And the last chapter that we're going to focus on today is chapter 20, which is quite the chapter that I hate. Saeris finally falls asleep, and of course, in her dream, she finds Fisher. Mm-hmm. They're in two different worlds, by the way. And they catch up, and then they're like, and this is amazing because we get to have sex again.
Yeah, which, dude, talk about such unnecessary sex, in my opinion. I know some people are into the smut in the books, and like I've said, I don't mind it, but when it's so frequent, it's like I don't care for it.
Not only do I not care for it, but it is unnecessary.
And on top of that, I don't like the couple. I don't like them individually, and I don't like them together.
And I don't understand the allure to either of them.
Yeah, so for me, and I'm not enjoying really this like blood orgy thing. It's not an orgy.
Glad. Okay, but I'm glad you mentioned that because why is this such a big theme here? Like it is consistently like, oh, the first time they got like high
I knew
and
it from
enthralled.
the beginning. I told you from chapter 2. I was like, this is gonna be a fucking thing.
Yeah, it's true. You did tell me, and I told you I'm gonna struggle through the sex scenes, and we're both right because this was. I'll be honest. I think I skipped a couple of pages.
I've never read, other than Twilight. I haven't read any other vampire books, so I don't know if maybe like
you're in the Vampire Academy.
Well, yeah, but that was like,
okay,
like middle school kind of.
Fair.
I don't know. I felt like it wasn't like a young adult.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're right. I did read that. Amazing. 10 out of 10. But like, I mean, like as an adult, I haven't really read any vampire books, so I don't know if the smut in vampire books includes like
often
sex sucking shit. All right. So I guess it's a trope. It's not a trope I like personally. No. Like I get it that it's a part of this, but it's like every time.
But Kingfisher isn't even a vampire, and he's the one like instigating all this most of the time.
Yeah.
I just find it weird. I just don't like it. I'm just like, ugh,
well, I think he's instigating it because the theme most often than not in romance books when the smut is there is that the guy is just trying to please. And I mean, and it goes back and forth. You know, the girl pleases also, but I think he's instigating it because he's giving her the venom that's getting her like euphoric.
Yeah.
And then she does it right back. So whatever. We have more smut. I hated this chapter. It fucking sucked. It was also like cozy, like cabin vibes, and the fucking fox is there again, as if it's a part of their family. And I'm just so over. Look, I like the fox, but like I'm like, stop trying to make the fox a fucking thing.
I know, that's the thing. It's like this obsession with the fox.
I like it. I like the fox on its own.
We're trying to drive home. That's the thing. I don't feel like this book is leading me to learn and accept and understand dynamics. I feel like it's shoving Kingfisher and Saeris, shoving the fucking fox.
She's trying to make them a family.
Badass, yeah. Oh, badasses, and like they can do whatever they want and fuck the blood core. Like, no, it gives forced.
No, I wouldn't say that it's giving like they could do whatever they want, because Tal is like, we haven't gotten there yet, but Tal does tell her like, bitch, you're absent as fuck.
Yeah.
And he does tell Fisher like, you cannot do that. Leave.
I know, but Tal does that. The perspectives of Lorith, Kingfisher, and Saeris is that they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yes, I agree with that. But I'm just saying, I don't think that this is a book that's catering to they're so badass and they can do whatever the fuck they want. Because we do see Saeris struggle through like the Quicksilver stuff in the first book. And I mean, honestly, she needs to struggle more with the fucking runes, in my opinion, before she steals them. With everything, really. But like, Saeris needs to be on the ground struggling. But
everything.
Whatever. Not the point. Point is, I feel like what Callie is doing is forcing them together and trying to force the fox to be like their pet family dynamic, where like Fisher loves the fox now too because it's Saeris's fox, and like to me I'm like, but I didn't get there naturally. The fox came to mean something to Fisher out of nowhere. The fox also came to be so important to Saeris out of nowhere, because in Quicksilver she cared about the fox, but it was not a central point.
Even in the beginning of Brimstone, she hands over the fox to Kingfisher thinking that it's dead. I don't know. It's just weird.
I just feel like it's a lot. Whatever. She's trying to paint a happy family. Whatever. That's what she's doing in this chapter. The only interesting part was, because I'm una chismosa, was when Fisher was like, oh, they start talking about Folly. So Sarah tells Fisher Folly's...
that they found him.
Yeah, and that he has gold fangs.
Yep. They found out that, you know, he never pledged to Malcolm, and because of that, Malcolm ripped his fangs. And it's a way to slowly kill vampire, but Tal had been supplying Foley with blood to keep him alive, because without the fangs he can't like latch on and suck. We also find out that Saeris is curious as to why Renfis hates Tal so much, and Fisher tells her that Tal and Everlane were engaged, and the day before the wedding he runs away and pledges to Malcolm because he's in love with Sylvena.
Yes. Which confirmed our theory.
Yep.
In the first episode that we did, chapters 1 through 10.
Yep.
Let me just tell you something. Me and my husband, I will be, if he tells me anything, I'm like, what day? When? What was she wearing? What was... And where were they? And then what happened? And how about...
And how did you not know that? And like, why were they engaged to begin with?
Give me every fucking detail. And she's just like, I would have been like, no, rewind. And why does Renfis care? Does Renfis love Everlane? How long?
It's giving
Tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Which is, that's what I think. I think Renfis is in love with Everlane. I think Everlane was in love with Tal. Tal was in love with Sylvena. And then Tal ended up giving, I mean, we know that that's confirmed now. He ran away and pledged for Sylvena, and that broke Everlane's heart, and in turn broke Renfis's heart.
Yep.
That's deductive reasoning.
100%.
But I'm just saying, like, I can tell that they're not like a true couple, because she's, and maybe not every girl does this, but she's not digging the way I dig, where I'm like, you know, he'll be like, oh, so and so broke up, and I'll be like, why?
And why were they engaged?
What did he say?
Were they in love?
How long
did
were
he
they together?
cheat on her?
That sounds fishy. The next time you talk to him, you need to ask him
if this and this.
Like, she's not doing any digging, which...
So what does that give you?
Fake relationship.
Wet mop.
Wet mop, yeah. It gives me empty vessel. That's what it gives me.
She's just pointless.
It gives me just like, you are the eyes of narration. That's all you're really
she's
doing.
Like, oh, that happened. Okay, great. Let's have sex.
Yeah. But I found that funny, where I was like, this is a very couple thing to do that you're not even doing right.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know how many like memes and videos I see on social media where it's like, the guy's like, the script that my wife gives me when my friend tells me any.
Like, and what did you do after that?
Yeah. And how did you feel?
It's so true. I like that you brought that up because that is, again, the relationship isn't relationshiping for me
No, it's not.
at all. Literally at all. But this is where we end our recap
Yeah.
of
So this is chapters 11 through
to
20. We're making headway.
yeah.
We're getting more frustrated, I feel.
I feel that way.
I'm still very intrigued at this point.
Same.
I'm still very like, this is a page turner for me. I'm very interested. I'm beginning to feel very frustrated with Saeris.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to start being like, you're annoying as fuck. I'm starting to really like the relationship between Kingfisher and Carrion. I'm starting to get bored of the relationship between Taladeus and Saeris
Same.
because there's nothing happening.
Nothing happening. I would agree with all of that, except at this point, it's not a page turner for me.
It was okay. I will say I wasn't enwrapped, but I was like, okay, what is the next? Because every chapter she's dropping something.
I guess.
She gives me a morsel of information, and I'm like, okay, so what am I going to learn in the next chapter? The only chapters I dread are the ones with Saeris in it.
Okay,
Just like half the book.
So let me be fair. The chapters of Kingfisher, I'm usually okay what's happening next, but it kills my vibe because the next one is Saeris.
Yeah.
So through chapters 11 to 20, because I kept going back and forth, at one point, even though I really enjoyed some of these chapters because of Kingfisher, I still felt like, and so I started feeling less interested in the book.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I was ever enthralled by the book, but it was definitely a page
Definitely
turner
not
at first,
enthralled.
and now I'm not.
Well,
I'm
but
not.
now you're on chapter like,
No.
oh, here.
Yes, at
Okay.
20 with this whole sex thing, I was like,
Okay, yeah, this chapter was not a good chapter for me to leave off on. But like chapter 19, I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? And then it's fucking serious. But I will say at this point, I was like, I'm so not excited for this bitch to come back. Like,
Yeah.
for them to be reunited. Because I'm really liking
Yeah.
the Kingfisher scenes
Carrion
with
scenes.
Carrion.
Yep. Agreed.
And then
I
I
would
was
agree with
like,
that.
maybe something can fucking happen now with Saeris and Taladeus, where it's like,
Yeah, I would
by the way,
think.
I don't like cheating, but like, give me something, tension, something.
Yeah, something that's giving a bond.
Yeah.
That you say you have.
Right, which I feel
Yeah.
nothing of other than when you tell me that you can feel him wake up depressed.
But anyways, let's
So let's wrap this up.